Hello, historians. This is 36B, and we're talking about Emperor Justinian. We're also going to talk about him in class, but please take some notes right now. I consider him to be a hero from the 500s AD of the Byzantine Empire and of the capital Constantinople. He is in charge from 527 to 565 AD. He comes to know Jesus. He reconquers Roman territory that had been lost by poor administration. He's known for a written system of laws called the Justinian Code. And this was codifying of Roman laws. He did a lot of research into the best aspects of Rome, and he wanted to bring the best of the past into the future. And he's perhaps one of the reasons why Rome today has a good reputation, because it had some shady years there in the hundreds and 200s AD. But Justinian helps us to remember the good things that Rome did. He builds the Hagia Sophia, which is a tremendous cathedral, and he does it to the glory of Jesus. Now, today that has been reclaimed as an Islamic mosque. You perhaps can still tour it up till recently, and we'll look at kind of a film of some of the inside of the building. He married a woman named Theodora, and this is one of the true romances of history. She was not of the same status of him. He had the highest status to be the whole emperor, and she came from working classes, and it's possible that she even had ill repute or poor reputation before marrying Justinian, but he loved her, and she came to know Christ as well, and he relied on her sharp political mind. You can tell this because after they live and are happily married for many, many years, she does pass away before him, and after she dies, he passes no more legislation. She was really his equal partner in legislation, and the idea is that she helped him formulate every law that he did. So after she died, no more laws from Justinian. Now, Justinian is the most ambitious, most famous, most successful, arguably, of all the Byzantine leaders. He created the Justinian codes. He organized Christian Roman laws into simplified codes to ensure that everyone got fair treatment. We use a similar system in America today. You can see on this slide there's a mosaic of Justinian. So there he is. They love to do mosaics in their art. That's something that's famous from the Byzantine culture. From the 300s AD all the way to 1100s AD, you're going to see a lot of mosaics in that Byzantine culture. A lot of art, big mosaics and murals. And they also did some illuminated texts where they would emphasize certain words and certain letters, and really let those stand out, and do illuminated manuscripts, including God's Word and other important texts. And again, this mosaic of Justinian, mosaics very big in the Byzantine Empire. Now, Theodora here is a mosaic showing her, most likely, and with some of her jewelry. So, as I said, the wife of Justinian, considered his legal equal, his backbone. He called her. During the Nika riots, she encouraged him to stop the enemies. He did have some enemies who were trying to assassinate him and to wreak havoc in the city. She encouraged him to kind of stand up to them, and he did, and he stopped the riots and survived. She also led for a while he was sick with the plague. There was a plague that passed through, and we'll talk about Christians and the plague as well. So make sure you have these down. Justinian Code were laws compiled by Emperor Justinian. Constantinople is the capital of the Byzantine Empire. Theodora is Emperor Justinian's wife, great empress, 500s. Now, the Christian life that develops in Constantinople comes to be known as Eastern Orthodoxy. And eventually it's going to have some distinguishing points from Roman Catholicism. Initially, they're one and the same. Christianity is Christianity, whether you're in the East or the West. Some of the distinguishing points, they consider the emperor, so Emperor Justinian or whoever is in charge, to be God's representative on earth. Not a god, but God's representative. And they call their patriarch their lead bishop. That's like instead of the pope. So no pope, a patriarch, a lead bishop. In 1054 is when they split from the Roman Catholicism in the West. And this is a sad time in Christianity. In a way, it's sort of like a divorce in Christianity, because up until 1054, all Christians ultimately